Welcome to What I Did Last Summer, a conversation series with Rudman Center Fellows about their summer fellowships and what their work meant to them. I'm Laura Kanoy, Director of Community Engagement here at UNH Franklin Pierce School of Law. And with me right now is Jacob Watts. Jacob, welcome.
Hi.
Really nice to meet you.
You as well.
So give us your what year you are in law school and what area, if any, you are thinking you might focus on in your law career.
Yeah, I'm a 3L, and I have a job with the public defender in New Hampshire, so I'll be working for the New Hampshire Public Defender starting next August, and that's what I want to do for my career. So.
Oh, that's fantastic. So why did you choose to attend UNH Franklin Pierce School of Law?
I wanted to work for the New Hampshire Public Defender going into law school. That was my goal the whole time, so having the proximity to them, and I also love the state of New Hampshire, so those two things went really hand in hand. So.
Are you from New Hampshire?
I grew up in Massachusetts, but I spent a lot of time in New Hampshire, and this is where I wanted to be. I was living in Boston for a while, and it's just the cost of living is a bit lower, and I like being in a rural place, so being able to get to the mountains.
Well, that gets to something that we've been learning about, right? That a lot of law students are not from New Hampshire, but a lot of law students stay in New Hampshire, so that sounds like you.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that was always my plan, was to stay up here, so.
So tell us a little bit more about your fellowship, Jacob. What kind of services you provided and so forth, what you did from day to day.
Yeah, so I worked at the New Hampshire Public Defender, and as a 2L summer intern, I was able to work as a Rule 36 student attorney, so I was able to represent clients, basically do all the everyday tasks of a public defender there and as an attorney in the office. So I got to do a lot of bail hearings. I had a bench trial that I did, which was great. I got to meet with clients and write motions, all the sort of stuff that a normal attorney would do in the office.
Wow, so you were not out collecting coffee for the other lawyers, you were right in it.
Yeah, not much collecting coffee or anything like that. I did that a few times when I needed it for myself too.
Wow, that's great. Can you describe an instance where you really felt like you had a direct impact on someone, that your presence at your placement really allowed the organization to carry out its mission even better?
Yeah, I mean, I think there were a number, like one example is a bail hearing that I did where there was someone who had turned themselves in on a warrant, and this client really needed to get out on bail. Basically, she would have lost her job had she not gotten out, lost her housing because of that, was taking care of a spouse who wasn't able to work. So we were able to get her out on PR bail that day so that she could go home and all the things she needed. And it was pretty contested, but seeing how grateful she was at the end of that and getting to understand a little bit about her was a really meaningful experience for me.
Yeah, how did you feel? You must have felt incredible.
Yeah, I felt really good about it. It was kind of a tense hearing. It was interesting, but I was really happy at the end of it. Certainly, it was like kind of the end of the day on a Friday, and definitely a great way to end the week.
What do you think your fellowship meant for the wider community, in addition to the individuals that you worked with?
I think it allows, in that office, I was able to do a lot of work that, there's not necessarily time for, right? I think there's a lot of strain on the public defenders and on the criminal defense bar in general right now, given the backlog of cases and stuff. So being able to put some time into a motion that was important, or writing something in support of a motion that an attorney may not have time to do because of their caseload, it was something that was really meaningful, and as well as just being able to be there for the clients that we were working with. But I think overall for the community as a whole, it's just being able to be there for those clients and do the best representation that you can. That's very meaningful to me, and I think really valuable.
So you said you came into law school knowing you wanted to work for the public defender. How did your Rudman Fellowship help sort of solidify that career choice? Yeah,
I mean, it was basically a 10-week job interview, so it worked out really well. I interviewed during my last week, and I found out 3 weeks into the semester, or maybe even 2 weeks, 3 weeks after that interview, that I had a job. So it was really, it was what got my foot in the door with the one place that I wanted to work, and I came to law school having one employer that I wanted to work for, so it was really meaningful and helpful for that. And
it's nice when things work out, isn't it?
It is.
Is there anything else that you think people might find interesting or meaningful from your work this summer?
I mean, I think the biggest thing that is meaningful to me is just the client contact and being able to advocate for someone who's going through something difficult, probably in that time, under most circumstances, not going through something very pleasant, facing criminal charges, and being able to treat that person as a human and with empathy I think that's really valuable, and that was the biggest thing for me. So.
Well, it's really nice to meet you, and good luck, and it sounds like things are lining up very well for you.
Yeah, thank you. It was nice to meet you as well.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
No problem.